Warm welcome to the students from outside, and good morning to fellow colleagues, students, staff members, and everybody out here. What am I to say? I'm really pleased to see this Aryabhatta auditorium really full. I think this is Anvesha is something that is held once in a year for 2.5 to 3 days as a culmination of efforts of creative students to kind of bring out their creations as exhibits. In the process, the objective is to instill some sense of curiosity, inquisitiveness amongst everybody, and inspire ourselves. I'm sure most of the students know that the Institute has spent a lot of money, a lot of funds on creating an exquisite unit that we have today in the name of Crucible as an exploratorium. It's very difficult to say it, but it is a place where your creative thoughts or thinkings or something that you really fondly want to create, to tinker around, give a shape to what you want to do. And I'm not sure how many of you are aware, India is one of the fastest growing countries. And today, if you look at basically based on GDP, among so many countries, it ranks really high. Third or fourth is debatable in the world scene. But unfortunately, if you look at innovation index, amongst all countries, I just basically Googled while coming here. I know the number the rank of India. Amongst 133 countries, India, unfortunately, despite such huge population, stands around 39. It's really something that we all should be worried about, right? And as students, you all know, if I have to reflect on my own life, and I'm sure most of my friend who is here from IIT Bombay and colleagues will really think, how fortunate are you guys? You guys, when compared to us. And often we wonder, God, why did we not have an opportunity of receiving an education in an institution like this? Going by the very name, Indian Institute of Science, Education, and Research. I think aptly kind of christened for the new brand of institutions in the country as Science Education, Institutes of Science Education and Research. Unlike the education in the universities, the learning happens here with inherently hands-on experience by engaging yourselves in research. When you do that, that is the purpose, right? I think why some of you have let go technology, admissions in technological institutions, but chosen to come to IISER is, we believe, because of the inherent passion here to do science. So when you are here to pursue your passion, and when the education is being imparted with considered hands-on experience of being in research laboratories, we believe there should be some spin-off. Your active minds, open minds at the tender age should basically crack up something. And whatever that comes with in an uninhibited fashion, you should get into the laboratories and explore. And that's why we have this exploratorium, which the institution really would like to encourage you doing anything. In fact, I've told Professor Jai Mitra, the faculty coordinator, given grants to him to enable the thoughts to be given a shape in terms of experiments, and for which the expenditure would be covered by the institution. The country is really aghast about the innovation index and the standing that our country presently holds in the world scene, very poor. And Kerala is one state, I think you should know, amongst all states in our country, which has spearheaded the startup culture. Startup happens only when you have your incubation of your ideas, and ideas can be taken forward, right? An institution like this, where the laboratories that you get into can ignite your minds and kind of bring out some new thoughts, you should really get into the, the laboratories and begin to kind of give shapes to your ideas. Who knows? Unless if you do that, we can't find a way. And the startup culture is really growing. Instead of looking for jobs being created by the government, I think the trend should be that you advance yourself, elevate yourself into becoming someone who can create jobs for yourself and for others. And that is the trend I think, young generation should be looking at, right? That is a purpose, and the objective is that the products of the creative thoughts and hard efforts, today is the day for exhibition, engage in, kind of science discussions, and doing something and inspiring fellow members is something that we do in the period of this 3 days of Anvesha. That said, I think I'm pleased to see the participation of the young children from around, from school. I'm told about 350 to 400 students are here. I think our students who are in the 4th or 5th years, right, should inspire them and entice them to taking up the science and make our institution, as they grow, a place that they would like to come here. I think that's what your Anvesha should do in a long term, right? I wish this year, 2024 Anvesha, the students have come, and I think the enthusiasm is really palpable. And, please, I request all you students. I said this on the other day when we had the Swachhata, cleanup drive. The administration should not be begging you, should not be coming back to you mails after mails, should not be persuading you to make yourself available and attend and take part. Please create that, participation as a culture. If each one of you think, my friend will attend, so I'm not very important. If everyone thinks, then we will have nothing here. And when we see something like this, where there's a wholehearted participation, tomorrow you want to do something, we'll be more encouraged to support you in whatever possible way. Even if the funds are unavailable, we'll find a way, right? I think she said it in her inaugural remarks. Make a way or find a way, right? If you cannot make, find a way. I think the administration will endeavor to do that. If all of you can get together, showcase your enthusiasm to do science here with passion, right? I wish Anvesha 2024 a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We truly are fortunate to be here, and I hope that one day we can be hallmarks for the future of science and make our institute and the country proud. Now that Anvesha 24 is officially open, it's time to chart the course for today's events. We will begin our day with a very special workshop by Professor Anil Kumar, the highlight of today's morning session.
Let us kickstart Anvesha with the event we have all been eagerly waiting for. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Anil Kumar, a distinguished scientist from the Department of Chemistry, IIT Bombay. Professor Anil Kumar completed his BSc in Delhi University and did his MSc at IIT Delhi. Professor Anil Kumar went to do on a PhD at IISc Bangalore. He held postdoc positions at University of Florida, USA, and at Technische Universiteit Eindhoven, Netherlands, before joining as a faculty at IIT Bombay. He is also the president of Society of Polymer Science, India. His group's research interests are in the area of process intensification, optoelectronic devices and materials, nanomaterials, flavors and fragrance, polymers, and continuous crystallization. His group has also developed many technologies, including transfer of technology in the domain of handheld explosive sensors and continuous flow processes. For his contribution in this field, he has been awarded the 2017 NISIRIL Platinum Jubilee National Award for Application-Oriented Innovations. Apart from research, his other hobbies are teaching, sports, technical financial analysis, magic, and music. He has developed an outreach program based on magic and science to promote teaching and practice of science among scientists, students, and research scholars. He has conducted more than 100 such workshops around the country. In today's workshop, titled Magic and Science, the Art of Active Learning and Research, he will take us through some of the most remarkable examples of scientific breakthroughs, show how creative thinking leads to innovation, and even perform some magic tricks based on scientific principles. A kind reminder to everyone in the audience to please keep their mobile phones switched off. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Professor Anil Kumar.
Give me a bottle of water. Okay, good morning. Okay, thanks IISER and the team to send the invite to get me here. My first visit to IISER Trivandrum. I get a feedback here. So, beautiful campus. And those who are first time can appreciate how much effort goes in setting up institutes like this. So again, thank them for inviting me. And let's start the program, okay? Science and magic, okay? So don't look at this, only 1 or 2 slides are there, so we'll not have slides, so we'll not bore you. How many of you like magic? How many of you don't like magic? Okay. Those people who are sitting behind can come closer because I don't have any slide or anything, so I'll be doing magic tricks. So if you enjoy it, you have to come closer. Otherwise, too far, you will not be able to see it. How many of you like science? Oh, you have to really raise your hand. Really? Generally, when I teach, that doesn't happen. So I teach the chemistry class, I ask, how many of you like chemistry? They'll raise the hand, but then ask them, how many you join purposely? Then nobody will be raising the hand, okay? So magic you like, science, sometimes you like, sometimes you don't like. But I don't know how many of you know magic and science both are same. Agree or disagree? So we are going to have dialogues today. So we have whatever time given to us, so we'll have a lot of dialogues. And the whole idea is how to do science. How do people think what research has to be done, why it has to be done? It cannot be taught, that's the first thing, okay? Science is a lifestyle, okay? Just like you have a personality, you all have a personality to be scientist, okay? And it does not happen overnight. It happens from very start. And I like the Anvesha that's gone now logo. If you look at, there's a question mark on top of it, isn't it? That's the, what's question mark stands for? Something you don't understand. Something you don't understand means you know what you don't understand, which means you have already paid attention to that. So which means the first nucleation has happened that you know this is something which I don't know. And that's curiosity. The moment you know what you don't know, you're doing science. Okay? And for science, you don't need to come to any institution. Okay? That's a thing I will convey to by the end of the workshop. You can do science anywhere, wherever you are. You don't need degree. Only once you think something, you want to do something, you might need tools. But most of the wonderful science has happened outside the laboratories in the past. Okay? And they slowly evolved, and you have a lot of science. Then we started teaching science. Okay? The formal education is only a few 100-year old, isn't it? Science has been much older than this. So what is happening now with time, that lot of things were discovered by people. And then the number or the information becomes so large that it was decided to communicate that to the new generation, because you should not now sit below a tree and an apple falls and you start wondering why the apple is falling. So to let you know what all sort of has been done, the education started. And slowly the education has taken a shape which nobody thought will reach there, where science has been taught as history. Okay, so you know science and magic, they are the same thing. The difference is, if you don't understand, it's magic. If you understand, it becomes science. And then slowly we started teaching science as if it's a matter of fact. Okay, we teach rule number 1, rule number 2, remember that? And it's interesting that there are no rules in science. Okay, and there is nothing sacrosanct. Whatever we teach you, it's all a hypothesis, it's a story. Okay? And unless until you understand the story, you will never be able to appreciate it and you will never be able to change it. So we do tell you as rule number 1, rule number 2, but do take it with this clear intention that nothing is rule in science. Everything is hypothesis. It's a philosophy. Isn't it? Apple falling down, so Newton come up, explain gravity, that becomes electron. We know electrons. We know there's a negative charge. Yes, we know proton, they're positively charged. That's not an absolute. It's just a hypothesis. Thomson decided electron to be negative charge. He said, okay, let's call them negative, other will become positive by default. Only thing you know, there are two charges which attract each other and they repel similar charges. Thomson should have said, oh, electrons are positive, protons are negative. It doesn't matter. It's a hypothesis. So many things keep changing in your own lifetime. And unless until you go behind the philosophy of what is the purpose, why these things are created, everything should come as a picture. Unless until that happens, you will not be in a position to take the first step in science. The curiosity has to come and then it follows up. So when I teach, last 26 years I've been teaching at IIT, and every time this happens, oh no, I don't know how to think. Everything has to be given in question-answer mode. The moment you twist out of question-answer, everybody just goes blank. Okay? So today, we will do some activities. I will do some magic items or magic tricks. I don't know what you call. I call it experiments. You call it tricks. Two things. We'll keep it very informal. I don't have any supernatural skills. Okay, so I'm wearing half sleeve. I don't have anything hidden. And believe me, I don't have any supernatural skill or any skill which is better than yours, okay? So with these two things, I'm going to show you an experiment which will look like a magic, which will look like strange. Then this experiment, so we'll do teaching, we'll do quiz, and we'll do evaluation on spot. Okay, so I'm going to do some experiment. I'll need a volunteer, we'll get volunteer from you. Then you have to explain what happened in front of you. How difficult is to, I can see what's happening, isn't it? And believe me, in science, that's the most difficult thing. We believe we know, we believe we see, we believe we hear, but that really is not true. Okay? So the first thing is open your eyes, see what is happening, and then we'll pick it up from there. And we'll keep on discussing. Do remember, we will not use anything which you have not seen before. Okay? Everything what I'm going to use, you don't need a degree, you don't need to go to college. It's there all around you whole day. What does it mean? Means you can easily do science anywhere. The reason we teach is, as I told you, because we don't want you to now start worrying about something which has already been explained. Okay? And then a lot of you have this feeling, how difficult is to see apple falling down, isn't it? A lot of you say, oh, just unlucky that we are born in this era. Most of the good science has already been done. How difficult is to say, explain apple falling down? Is just that Newton was born before me. If I was born, it should have been called Anil effect, isn't it? Yes or no? How come I can always see apple falling down? Newton was just lucky he was born before me. Yes or no? Was Newton first person on earth? What was happening? There were many, many people before Newton, isn't it? So what was happening to apple before that? It was always falling down. Why it suddenly out of a blue Newton came and then said, oh, apple falling down, why? Apple never went up, isn't it? It always fell down. You throw anything, it always falls down. Every day, everybody was seeing it. So what is the science then? The very first step of the science is to see what everybody is seeing, yes. But the next step is, I think I might have just a quotation written. Let's see if I have it. Look at the second line. Every day you will see everything what everybody else is seeing. Some of you will have the curiosity or an imagination to question, oh, if I'm seeing this, why do I see these two colors? You all see it, isn't it? Somebody will say, okay, why there are two colors? What does color mean? The moment you start questioning and observing what you see and what you hear, that's the very first step of doing science. Then you look at your books, you ask your parents, you ask your friends, you ask your teachers. Somebody or other will tell you. And if nobody can answer what you are asking, actually you have already reached a very mature level of science where you identify a problem which nobody seems to have noticed before and nobody seems to know the answer. And for that, just your vision is important, nothing else. And you all live in this age of social media. You put it up front that I observed this, nobody seems to know, can somebody find out? Anybody who finds out this solution to that, both they and you get the credit. Okay? Because social media, everything is recorded every second. So you upfront disclose, oh, this is what I observed. I have no idea, but it's happening again and again, again and again. And that's a beautiful science, you have already started doing it. Okay? So we'll start with this. Let's do first experiment, disclosures. Remember, it's an experiment which you have seen it, you have done it all your life without going to school and without going to colleges. Okay? It's just that it is presented to you in a different form. Pay attention to what I show you. Pay attention to what I say. The moment you do these things, you will know what is happening. After the experiment, I'll ask you. And please raise your hand if you want to speak. We'll give chance to everybody to speak. Doesn't matter, there is no right or wrong. First habit should be to ask. I keep telling students, never shy of asking for anything. Does not matter what it is. You go and somebody, if you like car, can I drive your car? What will happen? That person will say yes or no. Yes. If you don't ask, what is the answer? No. Somebody will say, oh, you idiot, why are you asking me? That's okay. That's his problem, not my problem. Somebody say, no, I'm not interested. Somebody say, oh, you're very curious. Let's drive together. At least a 0.000000001% chances that you might get that. If you don't ask, the outcome is zero. Okay? So first thing in life, in general, never shy of asking anything. You need something, you have any difficulty, Any problem anywhere, just raise your hand and ask. Any help with the teacher, any help with friend, they can always say no. But anyway, if you don't ask, that was no was anyway built in. Okay? So let's start. So please do interact. Whatever you think this experiment has been done, try to explain it. Okay? And all of you have been trained, because a lot of you are working for JEE, with multiple choice questions. Yes or no? MCQ is easier to this generation than answering the question. Yes? So what will happen? Very few will raise their hand to explain, because many will know. 80% of them will be shy, 20% will take the chance. At least you agree or disagree to that? Yes or no? That will be MCQ. Somebody gives an answer, you say yes or no. So I'm not going to come into picture. I will do the experiment, somebody will answer it. You say yes. If you all say yes, I agree. If you say no, tell me why no. And hopefully we'll get there, okay? We'll start. We have very limited time, and hopefully we'll finish up. We'll keep it very informal, so no need to worry about if you want bathroom break, you want to go have tea and come back. Only thing is, have the discussion which is less, so that I don't have to shout. Few things over here. I need a volunteer. Who is going to volunteer? Yeah, Caesar, yeah. Thank you. That's okay. I don't have any secret. So I'll do all the magic tricks, and I'm going to teach you everything. Okay, there is no secret which will stay with me. You can go back home, and if you are keen on practicing this, I can even train you. Because alone I'm finding it difficult to go across the country and do these workshops. I've finished almost 130 workshops, but we require thousands of that. And I'm looking for volunteers who love teaching science, who interact with children. I can provide them the whole kit what I have, and I can teach the whole. But it's a personality. It has to come to within you. Okay? So I need a volunteer who will have some money. What's the big money we have nowadays? 2,000 rupees is gone, isn't it? Biggest is 1,000 or 500? I forgot even money. 500. Who has 500 rupee note? Students? Or all UPI? Yeah? All have money. Okay, anybody who has any paper money, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee, 10 rupee, or anybody who has a paper, you want to come up? Come up. If you are raise your hand, you are active, you come up. Hey, no, come on. No, the student is coming. They are richer than you. We are the poor guys. I don't need it. I'm just joking. Don't underestimate students. The power. Hey, you come up with me. What's your name? Adit. Adin. Aryan. Ah. We have Aryan with me. From where are you? You're from the same institute?
I'm from St. Mary's Central School, Pujapura.
Okay, which class you are in?
I'm in 10th.
Oh, wonderful. And you like science?
Yeah, a little
wonderful. So Aryan is going to help me out with this experiment. And again, please pay attention. 2 things I can disclose. Everything will be in front of you. You have seen it before, and I will not ask anything which I have not answered before. So everything is connected in series. So pay attention, the answer would have given in some other context, and I'll pick it up. So Aryan, you can leave the mic here. Yeah, leave the mic here. Oh, you really have 500 rupees note. I told you. You were giving me 100 rupee. Okay. You're cutting corners. Okay. Aryan is going to help me. I have got a bag. Okay, you can put the money aside right now. So Aryan is going to put his hand into this bag. Is there anybody in the audience who has attended this workshop before? Really? Nobody? Because you're all COVID era times, isn't it? So all those Inspire camps were gone. But wonderful. If somebody is there, they're part of my team. So Aryan is going to put his hand into the bag. Aryan, please make sure you see there are many objects in the bag. Yes? So once you are sure there are many objects in the bag, they are all same, you pick one object and take it out. Yes? There could be snakes inside. So the trust teacher, that's another problem. If you have curiosity, there are many objects? Yes? They were all there? You have taken one object out. Open this, it opens in the middle. Yes? Open it and put that note inside. You have to fold it twice. You have to fold it lengthwise also, otherwise it won't go in. One more, so you fold it. Yes, and then fold once more and it'll go in. Wonderful. Yes, close it now. Okay, now pay attention to what I tell. Aryan is going to take this, I call this tube, or you can call it object, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are there in this bag, and I'll show you that later. Aryan is going to take this in his hand. He is going to take hand into the bag. He should not release this object unless until he finds other objects are still there. It could be that I have a partition and I now ask him to put this object somewhere else. I don't want to do that. We are not doing cheating here, okay? So he's going to take his hand into the bag again, make sure other objects are still there. You mix it with them. Once you are comfortable, other objects are there, you mix it with them, then you leave it and take your hand out. Others are there? You sure? Yeah. You mix it, you can leave now and take your hand out. Yes? I look into the bag, I pick up one object. Yes? What can happen? The note is not there in this box. Yes? Idea was to make note disappear. And if the note is inside, idea was to pick up the box which has the note. I always win. That's what the teacher is always right. But that's terrible for science. Because if teacher is always right, then it's history. That's not science. Okay, question whatever you feel. So, since we are not doing magic, I will disclose it upfront what my purpose of the experiment. Purpose of the experiment, I look into the bag, I pick up an object, and I believe this is the object in which he has put 500 rupee note. So I'll give this back to Aryan. He's going to open and confirm that this is the box with 500 rupee note, and he's going to show you. Is the same one? Yes? You can show them just like this. You don't have to take it out. You can leave it also. No, I'm just kidding. You can take that back. Yeah? Thank you. Big hand for Aryan. Thank you. Sit down. Now question, raise your hand if you know how I could do this experiment. Let's see how many hands will come. We'll give chance to everybody. I don't have supernatural skill. Everything happen in front of you. If you recreate, the beauty of science is very simple. If you just recreate what happened in front of you, the answer is there. If you just recreate the story, step by step, front and back, you will have the answer. Who is going to give the answer? No hand. Come on. How do I make sure that you get this one only, one tube out? Yes. Okay. His answer is every tube had a 500 rupees note. Yes or no? How many for yes? How many for no? Why no? One. Why no at least? Because Aryan took a tube out that was empty. So observation does not match with what happened in front of you. You can say, oh, of course, Aryan, there was one tube which did not have the note. And Aryan picked that up. Then he should be magician, not me standing here. Because he picked up the tube. So that cannot be. Your argument, your observation should be consistent with the activity which has happened in front of you. And you should know that. And that's where the science comes. What else? Yes. Teacher, parents, or parents, wonderful. Color of the object has not been showed. So he's saying color could be different. Yes, that's one observation. Or shape could be different. Yes, somebody will say size could be different. And I'm going to pass on to this since we are not doing tricks. All objects have the same size, same shape, same color, and they're all same, and I'll pass on the bag very soon to you. Anything else? Which has that? What's your name? Ayush. Now Ayush says that one of the box had a note now and you put it inside, now the weight changes. And I picked up the one which is heavier. Is that observation correct? Yes or no? Anybody for no? Why? Oh no, don't underestimate human power. Oh, I can, if I practice, this is another beauty, okay? Most of you underestimate the machinery given to you, okay? Lot of you think, oh, I'll keep my brain safe, let everybody exhausted when turn 60, I'll be the most valuable one. No, it doesn't work in life. Brain is super duper, your body can do anything. So I can train my body to see the difference between one note to another. It's just practice. I can do anything. Body is, or amazing, it's not true. Any other argument that this answer is wrong. Assume I can differentiate a tube with a note and without a note by just weighing it, by lifting it. But still that observation is not right. Why? Beautiful. That's where science happens. At least if you don't know what is right, at least you know what is not right. She says, if this was the argument you are using, that you picked up the tube because the weight was different, I would have picked up all four and see which one is heavier. Did I do that? What did I do? Now I'm giving you the answer. What did I do? I looked into the bag and picked up something. I have already given you answer. No, marking color, size, shape, no. I'm giving you answer. Oh, that Aryan has confirmed. Listen to me, I'm giving you an answer. I looked into the bag and picked up an object. That's an answer. Think about it. Where is the answer in this statement? No, probability no. Hi, Sweetu.
There are two chambers.
You want to say something? Yes, say something. Okay.
Sir?
Yeah.
Here. I think there is two chambers in the
Two
back.
chamber I already told. Chamber, size, shape, weight, let's not worry. I'm giving you answer. I looked into the bag and picked up a tube. This is it. Hey? No. Okay, let me, since we have limited time. What is this? What color is this? Inside is dark or floodlights are there inside the bag? It's very dark inside, yes? It's a thick black cloth. Inside is very dark. I look into dark and pick something. Can you see in dark? What can you see in dark? What can you see in dark? The only thing you can see in dark is light. Nothing, absolutely nothing you can see. The only thing which is visible in dark is, if this object has light, that's the only way I can see in dark and that's the only way I can pick up that object. If that object does not have a light, I can never see anything in dark. Now, go back to your home. Most of the kids are privileged in this generation. Parents have only one kid or no kid, or maybe two, some three. You decorate, the kids' rooms are separate. Gone are the days where grandparents, parents and kids, they all sleep in the same room. Kids' rooms are separate, they are well decorated very nicely. You know there's some decoration which you put on the roof? What is the decoration you put on the roof? Moons and stars. What is the purpose of that? What do they do, those moon and star? They glow in the... So when does that glow happen? When you switch on the light, switch off the light, yes? Imagine I took those moon and stars, melted the plastic and created tubes out of it. All the tubes are in the bag, they are all dead. Because remember that glow after some time disappears. Then you turn on the light, For some time, you switch it off, again the glow come back. So glow is activated by the light, plenty of it here. So Aryan took a tube out, yes? All tubes were dead because they were in black bag till I left my home, which was yesterday. Aryan came, he took a tube out, plenty of light is here. That got activated, he puts the tube back into the bag. I look into the bag. There's only one tube which will be glowing. And I need to be blind if I don't see, because the only thing which is visible to me is the tube. Okay? So the take-home message is, don't make your life complicated. Oh, which book, which page number, this experiment, this question has there, I know. Science does not happen that way. Science has everything, the question, the answer, the observation, the explanation built into that. I kept on telling you, if you pay attention to what I did, even I told what I did, I looked into the bag and picked up something. Immediately it should have happened that I look into a bag which is dark, and you pick up something. The only thing which is visible in dark, neither color nor size nor shape, the only thing visible in the dark is light. Now the question is, can I introduce light? We know we can take those plastics, and now some of you will know what is the mechanism, what is the science behind that glow? Students, what is the science behind the glow? Some of you, anyway, undergraduate students are also here, no? What is the science behind that glow? Don't tell radium. I'll get arrested. It's a radioactive. You can't carry radioactive stuff. What is the science behind it? No student taker. What happened to IISER undergraduate students?
Excuse me. It is that tube is made from fluorescent.
First, what is the phenomena when light can come? If you look at answer again, you will go wrong. There are two phenomena where light can glow, light can come out, is either fluorescence or phosphorescence. Yes? So there are two phenomena in which you give light and then the light comes out, is fluorescence and phosphorescence. I have to use one of them. I cannot rely on fluorescence. I can only rely on phosphorescence. Now at least undergrad can tell me why I can't rely on fluorescence. I don't expect school students, but undergrad should tell me, fluorescence, phosphorescence, both are phenomena in which light gets emitted. I cannot use fluorescence, I use phosphorescence. Why? No, little bit more technically correct. Both cease to glow. So what is the technical answer? Fluorescence has a very short lifetime. The lifetime of a fluorescence phenomena in nanoseconds. A phosphor can last for seconds and minutes, depending on what you make. And by the time the volunteer puts in and takes the hand out, nanoseconds are gone. I need something which will last for a few seconds. And the material which we use, the phosphor material, the same thing. You remember they glow for a few minutes, the moon and star. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pass on this bag, okay, and this one tube is activated, and you keep looking past the bag. You look into that, there's only one tube glowing. After a minute or two, they'll stop glowing. If stop glowing, take one tube out, hold it for 2 seconds, put it back, it will start glowing again. Yeah, I'll pass on to this. You can just look into that, and then just pass on to the next. Remember, there are 4 tubes. Please, no souvenir, okay? I started with 6 2 years back. I'm struggling with 4. So when you receive, you should see there are 4, otherwise catch the guy next to you. And the guy who's going to return to me is responsible for bringing me 4 back. Because less than 4, the experiment will not be wonderful. I don't want anybody to take souvenir. But you can go home and do this experiment. Yes, so the take-home message is, science is very simple. Don't strain yourself. It's as simple as apple falling down. And you say, oh, why apple is falling down? You don't need to find an explanation. I keep repeating that. 99% of the battle is what is the question. Then to solve the question, you need accessories. But to ask the question, you don't need anything. You just need you. And so I always have me. But that's, you always have me, but I don't know, it's never was with you. Okay, so you need you to ask the question. And that's the most difficult part in science. And the question is as simple as, everything happens in front of you, you will see, everybody else will see. This event, everybody saw this experiment. Nobody really said what happened, why did he look into the bag, picked up something. How can you look into the bag which is dark and pick up something? The one which can be picked up is only light, it has to be light associated. Where do I see light associated in the dark? I'll immediately go back to the decoration or anything else, and you have got the answer. That's how science happens. Okay? We'll do more experiment, because in between, if too much science is there, then it gets boring also. Yes? Let's do a few more scientific experiments. You like cards? Yes? All of you. How many cards in a deck? 52. How many suits? Each suits carry how many cards? 32 cards, yes? Very professional students. Yes? 32 cards, how many pairs you can make of 32 cards? 26 pairs? And I keep telling you, and believe me, there is nothing which is impossible. Okay? Yes? How many of you can sing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I go to kindergarten and ask how many of you can sing, you know how many hands will come up? And I can guarantee you, you are a much better singer now than you were in kindergarten. I can guarantee that. But in kindergarten, psst. And now, is a child a good, we keep telling child is a good learner. So science is curiosity. Curiosity always have to ask a question. Anvesha, look into Anvesha's logo. Is a question mark. If somebody says you kids are the best learner, you should question that. Is that statement valid or invalid? Kids are the worst learner. Yes or no? Why? Have you seen a kid learning anything? Have you seen a kid walking? You learn walking, it gets up, hits the wall, falls. Then again get up and hit the wall. Again fall. Then third time also they do it. And you call them the best learner. Terrible, isn't it? Yes or no? So from here onwards, kids are the worst learner, we are the best learner. Yes or no? Either disagree or agree. Because I've given you, kids are the worst learner. But we still tell you kids are the best learner. Why? Eh? And? Again and? Again and? They don't know what is fail. When we grow up, first they say, oh, this is not possible. This is not possible. This is definitely not possible. Oh, this is possible, let me try once. Oh, this is terrible. So you become smart. And the first thing you pay price to become smart is you stop trying. And that's a terrible thing. Okay? To do science, you should be childlike. I hope you heard it that a scientist is a childlike person. That doesn't mean you walk on 4 and drool. No. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is what can't be tried, and everything is possible. That's the child psychology. You've never seen a child twice, hits the wall, falls it up, Mommy, walking is very difficult. Why worry about Papa can afford a good car and a helicopter? Let's not worry about learning walking. We'll live life without that. Have you seen any child telling you like this? Because to them, there is nothing an option, it's not possible. Nowadays, you ask anybody first, they say, why you want to do it? Okay. Then teacher says, oh, this is the purpose of doing it. Then say, let me try once. And the first thing the students come back and say, you ask them, what happened? They say, oh, it didn't work. That's the first answer you get. It didn't work. But they don't tell you what happened. You ask them to do some experiment. They come back and say, you ask them what happened. You want to know what all happened. They say, no, it didn't work. They've already decided work doesn't work, and after 2 times they stop it. In science, there's nothing work and does not work. What happened is, what you did, what did you see, the whole process is. And that's as Professor Murthy said in the morning, Unless until you go through the whole process, you see it, you observe it. If it did not happen what was expected, something else would have happened. And that something else is serendipity. And serendipity does not happen to an unprepared mind. Okay, you need to be lucky to observe a serendipity. If serendipity is serendipity, then it should be proportional to the number of people, yes or no? Every 7th person is an Indian on earth. At least every 10th innovation should have happened from here. It's serendipity. Innovations are all serendipity. If you plan and do it, it's not an innovation. Innovation is something you're trying, something else happened which you didn't expect. Then if it's a random event, every 7th or 10th or 15th should happen in India. But we all do, it's very, very rare that serendipity happen because for us it did not work, it did not work, it did not work. The process is very different, okay? So we'll do this experiment. 26 pair, how difficult is to remember 26 pairs? Not very difficult, is it? If you're good with math, you look into all of this, I'll remember 26 pair, and when I shuffle the deck, I will break only 1 or 2 pairs, yes or no? I can keep on shuffling, probability you will break 1 or 2 pairs, which means I should still remember all 24 or 25 left over. Okay, and this is the experiment I'm going to demonstrate. I will ask you to say stop anywhere. Wherever you say stop, you tell me the card and I'll tell you that a card next to it, the paired card. I will be right 24 or 25 times out of 26. Okay, probability of winning is very high. Tell me when to stop. Here? You want to stop here? You want to go further, up or down? Sure? Yeah, just tell me where did you stop me? What's this card? Loudly. 5 of? Yes? 5 of diamond? Confirm? Is this card 10 and that to 10 of spade? Camera is where? 10 of spade, yes? Always works. We can do it once more. You open the deck, you look into all the cards, 26 pairs, you shuffle it as long as you want, you can shuffle it, yes? They're all normal cards. Keep shuffling it. Yes? Say stop. Here? You want to go further? Yeah, sure. Here? You want to go up and down? Sure. Tell me where did you stop me? Which card did you stop me? Diamond what? 10 of diamond? Yes? You are not sure. 9 of diamond, yes? Is this card by any chance 5 of spade? How does it happen? Any taker? I can feel it? Good one. I can feel the card. Of course the cards are mine. They should behave. Yes. What else? I can do it with your cards. What else? Anything simpler explanation? Can somebody shuffle it? Okay. Let's try that. Never got this challenge before. But you're going to return the cards to me, no? I need to come and spend some time with you. And somebody was telling, I can feel the card. Look at the feeling of cards. Yes? I can shuffle it now?
No, not into shuffling.
I can't handle it, I can't do anything, and then I have to do the trick. Okay. Come up. What's your name? Krishnallu. Very good with cards. Okay, say me stop anytime.
Stop.
Here, you seen the card?
Yeah.
You'll remember it? Yes. Not forget it, yes? Put your hand on the card. Think of your card.
Okay.
Sure, look at me, I don't look that ugly. Come on, we are progressive society.
Yes, yes.
We can look at each other. Yes? Come on!
Yes, yes, yes.
You're thinking of your card.
Yes.
Is it red card?
Of course.
Of course means what? Is 50% chance only red. Okay. It looks like a picture card. Well, I need more vibes. I still only red and picture. Put your hands.
Yeah, all true.
Okay. Keep supporting me. Red, picture. Is it diamond? Is it jack of diamond? Tell me now. It's science, science, and simple science. Science, science, and simple science. I told you I don't have any supernatural skill. I'll show you one more, and then we'll explain it to you. This is a little harder to do from stage, but I'll try. Okay, okay. I get 2 cards. Okay? What is this card? Diamond. Where is the camera? You can focus on this so they can also see it. Tough, but okay, that's okay. It's a diamond, and the second one is heart. And the colors are different, black and red. Diamond and heart. Yes? Choose one. Both are red? No, this back side. 10 and diamond you can see, and the back side is red and black. Yes? Sridhar. Heart, diamond. Heart. What is in my hand? Huh? What is in my hand? Diamond. Oh, that's funny thing happened. That's not right. Nisha, diamond and heart. Look at this. Guys will always choose heart, and girls will always choose diamond. Okay? And rest of the life, guys will pay by diamonds. Every time I do this act, I choose one boy and one girl. Unequivocally, this word. Life, we fall for it. Diamond. What is in my hand? That's the funny part. Very simple experiment. Anybody explain? Then I'll start explaining the experiment and we move on. 2 cards. Oh, you are still in the past one. I thought life has gone forward. Okay, there are 52 cards.
Among that, 50% is red.
Yes.
The rest 50 is
Black. Wonderful information.
only 2 cards. I think it was 9 of diamonds he was there.
10 of heart and 1 of diamond.
In the 52 cards, that was the exact. I mean, all the cards are 10 of diamonds and
No, you checked it. They are all cards are, I can give you I don't have any secret. You can check, and these cards are different from these cards anyway. You can check all 52. But please return it. Yeah. Yes, this experiment is very simple. We underestimate the body. Body has, axis of rotation? Symmetry. Chemistry know symmetry. Physics guys will know axis of rotation. Yes? We have multiple axes of rotation at the same place. In my hand, I have 2 axes of rotation. One is this. At same place, I have this. Yes? I have 2 axes of rotation, and we always pay attention as a human to something which is easy and simple, which is bigger. Bigger is easy and simple to see. So we always will pay attention to bigger motion. Yes? And the experiment is done very, very simply. I take 2 cards. Which are the 2 cards? One is diamond. The second card is you take 4 cards, go home, stick 2 back to back, stick 2 face to face, you have trick ready. But you need to know what you're doing. What I do is, if I show you this like this, you will say you're faking me, you're showing the same card to me, yes? But this is what I did. It doesn't look the same card. I have 2 axes of rotation. I rotate this way, and when I rotate this, I do this. So 2 motion. One is this motion, second is this motion. If I do only 1 motion, immediately you will catch me that I'm showing you the same card. What I did, I did two motion, one this and second this. So I do quickly two motion. Now the cards look normal. There are two different cards, yes? But I know they're the same one. So I take this back. I should know heart is up. And when I ask what is left over, sometimes people say heart only is left over. Then I should not say, no, heart is here. No. You need to know which is where you'll bring it. If they say heart, I bring diamond. If they say no, diamond is left, heart is behind, I'll bring this way. Either way, you remember this and that it works. Two axes of rotation, one is this and one is this. Your brain will only see one because you don't know how to see apple falling down. As simple as that. So science is observe, observe, observe. You can go back home, take 4 cards, practice. It doesn't take any time. Most of you can do now itself. Yes? This and this together. Yes? And then you can do that. Are 52 cards back? They are different, isn't it, sir? Yes. What was the first experiment? 26 pairs, yes? Now, I'm going to give you a clue. Oh, we are already 1 hour into that. Okay, quickly we'll do that. So, let's take, these are blue cards. So let me take a big picture red card. So it'll be easy to explain. Yeah, here is the biggest red card, yes? This is about 10 is bigger. Now 10 is easy to see than this is all red. Yes? I'm going to keep 10 on the top of the deck. Yes? Wherever you stop me, I'm going to hand over 10 of heart to you. Watch now and see how it happens. I've already given you the answer. Wherever you stop me, the adjacent card will be 10 of heart. And it's not, there's only one 10 of heart in the whole deck, okay? So say stop. Stop here, doesn't matter where you stop. I just ask him, where did you stop me? This, doesn't matter what that card is. 10 of heart is already there. Did you see it move there? It's again, we take the shelter of simple mechanical grip. If you keep everything natural, everything happens. So what we have done is, now I will show you how I did. I will show you from the back side. So audience are this side, you will see what happened. This is the card I want to give you, and I'm putting it up so that you can see when it moves. If I put it like this, it will be difficult for you to see it. And then I will hold the card like this, 3 fingers here, 1 finger free, thumb here, and the reason I say is you have to tell me where did I stop. So I do it like this, wherever you stop, I ask them, natural way of asking them is, where did you stop me? 10 is already moved there. Yes? You saw that? 10 is here. I say, where did you say stop here, and I say, where did you stop me? I don't let this finger go. If I keep grip on this finger, rest of the deck will come out, this will just stay there. And I ask with this finger, where did you stop me? That's enough for me to move this 10 up there. I need to know the top card. Okay? Once I know the top card, I have the trick ready. Yes? Now the question is, after shuffling, how do you know the top card? Because it's going to be different every time. And that's another observation. I did in front of your eyes. I saw the top card and you did not even notice it. What did I do? I shuffled it. As many times as you want, I can shuffle it. Yes? What was my last shuffle? Last shuffle was this. I take this 8. I'm seeing it, you are seeing it, I'm bringing it on the top. 8 of heart is on the top. Rest everything is you stop me wherever you want to stop me. And then I say, where did you stop me? Doesn't matter, 8 of heart is already there. It's the way your hand works, you can easily do that. But the whole idea is, everything looks magical. It's pure, simple science, the mechanics of hand, the mechanics of your brain. I exactly know how human behavior is. I exactly know you will only look at the bigger motion. And we magicians only play around with your own habit and create magic out of it. The day you understand your observations and you go beyond your observation, look into seriously rather than superficially, understand what all can happen in that event, you will do science. Then as usual, some gentlemen will come and they say, no, I will shuffle it. Then they shuffle it. Okay, wonderful. Then they say, after shuffling, I will only keep the card, okay? You can't shuffle it. So all the conditions are put, and I have to do the tricks. Then what we do is, this happens occasionally, and we should be prepared for that. As a science, infinite possibilities are there. The moment this event happens, I take shelter of another scientific experiment, which I go to physics. In physics, we know if you have two solid blocks, yes? And if you put a spacer or a pencil between these two blocks, let's say take two wooden blocks, and you put a pencil, and if you squeeze the block, what happens? They slide on the pencil, yes? They will slide and separate. It's the same phenomena I use. I tell the person, tell me which card stops somewhere. They'll stop here. I have no idea where they stopped it. But now I have got two blocks of cards in my hand. They are very solid block. I don't want them to look at the bottom card and the top card. No. I start very fast and then do very slow here. I want them somewhere in the middle, they should say stop. The moment they say stop anywhere, I have got two blocks of card, which are solid blocks now. And then I put this finger over here as a spacer. From the front, nothing has happened. From the back, I have got two solid blocks separated by a spacer. I squeeze it. They will slide. And I collect it. And when I collect it, you can see there's a 3 of heart, which is visible to you and visible to me. Yes? You can see wherever you stop, I put my little finger there, squeeze it, collect it, you'll always see 3 of diamond this time. And that's it. I already know the card. Rest is an act. Work with the person and then do that. Okay? So remember, in physics, you have two blocks, you slide them over, motion of the hand or the top card. Pay attention to what happens in front of you. You will start to doing science. Science is not going to happen overnight. Science cannot be taught. It has to be practiced. Science is a lifestyle. And don't tell me you can be engineer without doing science. That's another miss thing going on, because computers have become so important and people don't realize, they call it computer science and engineering. It's neither science nor engineering. Okay? All data coding and other things. There is science in mathematics, but the department is called computer science and engineering. Neither they do engineering nor they do science. Because for doing engineering, you need science. And these people are now telling we don't need the science courses in the institution. That's a sad thing which is happening. You cannot be an engineer if you don't know science. You can be a chemist if you don't know too much of physics. You can be a biologist if you don't know too much of chemistry. You can be a physicist if you don't know too much chemistry. If you want to be an engineer, you need to know physics, chemistry, math, biology. Unless until you know all 4 of them very strongly, then only the engineering start. What's an engineer? Engineering is a problem for a given, you have a given problem, you find a solution. Solution will be only through science. And in science, we keep telling that question and answer mode. That's not science. Science is a philosophy. Philosophy means what? There should be a picture in front of you, not which book where that question was. That's not science, that's history. If somebody tells you Archimedes' principle, you know a centrifugal force, yes? Yes or no? You know Shah Rukh Khan? You get a very good picture. Who is the current woman star, famous? Anushka. Deepika Padukone? You all know Deepika Padukone? Does a picture come? Sometimes you can even tell so much about Deepika Padukone which she may not know. Because you might have seen her so closely so many times which she must not have seen it. But when I tell centrifugal force, does any picture come to your mind? What does that picture come to your mind? Who will explain centrifugal force? Let's see. Centrifugal force. Quickly, you all said yes. Now let's say some person on the road comes and say, can you please tell me, I heard centrifugal force. What is centrifugal force? If there's a picture, then you should explain. If there's a definition, you know, tell me. Any undergrad? Because centrifugal force might not be there in 10th school, but I think it should be there. Anybody wants to venture? Yeah, tell me. Something which is rotating, then the force outside. So if you don't rotate, there won't be any centrifugal force. The picture came to mind, go in circles. That's not right. Go in circles. Nah. What is centrifugal force? Tell me the force inside is centripetal force. Opposite to that is centrifugal force. Centrifugal force is opposite to centripetal force. What is centripetal force? Opposite to centrifugal force. What are they two? Opposite to each other. Oh, that makes life very complicated. If you go in circles, you will not reach anywhere. So that doesn't work. What is centrifugal force? What the picture comes to your mind? So without car, what is the centrifugal? Because centrifugal force applies outside the car also. Oh, doesn't exist in reality. My God. All the civil engineers will kill you. All the highways, everything is designed with centrifugal force. But what is it? If it plays a role, it should exist. That is not true. What else? Rotating, I keep telling you, you'll get giddy. Rotation is not centrifugal force, it's one of the manifestation. Centrifugal force is the change of direction of motion. Anytime, that's what he said by a car, whenever you have a change in direction of the motion, you get an outward force, opposite to the direction. That is your centrifugal force. And if you keep changing the direction in the same direction with the same amplitude, you create a trajectory. The trajectory is called, if you keep going in one direction with the same amplitude and same direction, you will create a trajectory. That trajectory is called circle. Don't use circle to define centrifugal force. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is, if you want to do science, everything what you have studied till now, because you're writing the exam, is in terms of question and answer. Now start studying in terms of, for every principle which you have studied, there should be an image should come to you. If that image is not coming, you have not understood the concept. So those who have finished their schooling, best 1,000 rupees you can spend, buy all NCERT books of physics, chemistry and biology. Read that as a storybook. And once you read them as a storybook, for each principle an image will come. I call each image as one dot. You need to collect at least few hundreds of dots. And when you see these few hundreds of dots, you will connect the dot in a sequence of your liking, and that is going to be the contribution towards the science which you'll do. That's engineering. You have large number of dots from physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. You have a problem which you define. You have all the dots in your collection. You connect the dots in certain way by combining those one and create a solution for that. And you cannot create a picture without having enough number of dots. So the first thing to do in science is everything should be in terms of a picture. Every picture is a dot. And every collection, when you have a large collection of dots, you are already doing wonderful science. And then the engineering and then the advanced science and everything will come. Collect as many dots. Those who have finished schooling, for those who are in schooling, they still might stay in the question answer mode, which is okay because they have to write exams and other things. But those who completed schooling should go back and get their high school books, and you will see that. Okay, where is the bag? I'm very particular. Where is traveling? The tubes are still 4? Yeah, make sure it rotates. And they're still glowing. Whenever it stops glowing, just take one out for 2 seconds and put it back. Now we know the color, yes? There was a glow. You know the colors in sky? White light, rainbow. Rainbow you know. What are the colors in rainbow? Vibgyor. What are they? Violet, indigo, green, blue, yellow, orange, red. You can see all the colors. You can see everything. Yes? You believe I am a magician? Not yet. Oh man, I still need to convince. I'm a magician. There are 40 people standing between me and you. Yes or no? Agree, disagree? I'm saying there are 40 people standing here. Yes or no? I'm magicians. Give some credit. I can make them appear. Yes or no? Why? You can't see them. Yes? Yes? Say loudly. Yes? Is there air in this room? What happened? You just told me, I don't see it, I don't believe. And now I ask, is there air? You say, yeah. Now you say, I can feel it. You keep changing based on convenience. Life doesn't work that way. Give you another example. What I'm holding? Water. Yes? You have gone to chemistry class? Yes? They teach you properties of water. Where do they start? Water is colorless, tasteless, wonderful student. Yes? So water is colorless, tasteless, and odorless. And you all agree, yes? You never question it because that teacher is going to ask you in the exam, and you better write that. Then you go to another class. Let's go to drawing class. And if you go to drawing class, I ask all 100 students, give them paper and colors and draw some scenery. I collect all 100 of them. Yes? I look at that, everything is different. There's only one thing which is common in all 100. What is that 100? Everything is common? Water is? So what is the color of the water? Isn't that strange? In chemistry it's colorless. In drawing, pour same water becomes blue. If it is colorless and you only have to define the color, then it could have been any color. Yes? But it only blue, which means you all know water is blue in color. When I ask you a chemistry, it's colorless. Because if I write blue in there and do colorless there, I get 0 both sides. You never ask a chemistry teacher, in drawing it becomes blue. In sky, you know sky color? Sky color is blue. Why? Scattering. Who gave that scattering phenomenon? You know the name for scattering called? Rayleigh scattering. What is the Rayleigh scattering proportional to? Wavelength. Is inversely or directly proportional to? What to the power? Wonderful. I like these students. Inversely proportional to power 4. Why it's blue? Why not red? Because the shortest wavelength is blue, inversely proportional. That's the light reaches you. The light will scatter. And when morning and evening, what's the color of the sky? Why? Why now suddenly daytime shortest matters, evening and longest matters? Why? Think about it. Same thing criteria of seeing. Yes? You just told me violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Yes or no? And you told me Rayleigh scattering. Yes? You told the least scattered, the blue, and you see it. What's the shortest wavelength in white light? Then how come color of the sky is blue? To blue. Oh my God. He's telling me eyes are very sensitive to blue. Is that true? Really? Which is the color eyes are most sensitive to? Green. Green is where your eyes are most sensitive. That's the reason you see everything green. Trees are green, grass is green, if mood is good is green, everything environment friendly is green, everything green is good. Because you are very comfortable with green. Now don't ask me, eyes are comfortable with green or green was there so I became comfortable. It's a chicken and egg story. It's an evolution. Eyes are most sensitive to green and very pleasant the green looks. That's why you see green selected most of the places. But why blue now? And that if you think of that, that's the answer to this question. I'm saying water is blue in color. If you go to swimming pool, it becomes blue. Yes or no? You go to sea, deep sea, it will become blue. But in the chemistry class, tasteless, odorless, and colorless. So from here onwards, water is blue in color. Yes or no? After so many explanations. So, when I see something, okay, let me do one thing. I take a food color red. You know Bengal rose? I add Bengal rose to that. It will become red. Yes? And you know homeopathic medicine, dilution. I throw half and put half water. The red will become decrease, yes? Then I take another half and keep doing it. What will happen to the color of the red? Keep decreasing. At some point, I can't see that color. and I tell you there's a Bengal rose in this, will you say Bengal rose is colorless? Why? Because you know inherently it's red. Same thing happens with watercolor. This color is blue, but the strength of this color is so weak that your eyes cannot see. Okay, remember your eyes are not infinitely sensitive. Eyes have different sensitivity to different color. Okay, sky color should have been violet. If not violet, it should have been indigo. If not indigo, then only blue comes. Because you are the one who is seeing it, not anybody else. So your eyes require minimum intensity for it to be seen, and violet, indigo have very small quantity, and you know where violet goes? You know what happens to the violet in atmosphere? Ozone. Remember, violet gets absorbed. Yes? So the quantity of violet which reaches you is very, very small. Your eyes cannot see that. Indigo you cannot see. The first color which has enough strength so that your eyes can see is blue. So if somebody asks you the color of the sky should have been violet or indigo, so for some animal, they might be seeing the color of the sky as violet or indigo. We don't know. And there are enough studies done which tell that it could be the case. Okay? For human, because of our eyes, so when you do an activity, involve every sense of yours. What are the 5 senses you have? Hearing, vision, smell, taste, and touch. All 5 should collaborate with that. And do remember, each 5 has its own limitation. And that limitation is not absolute. Some people are very sensitive to touch. Some people you need to poke them and they still don't pay attention. Some very sensitive to smell. So you need to develop each one of these quality of yours, and each one has inherent limit. When I said you can't see people standing here, but you can see air. You don't see air, but you feel air. So what is the criteria that you see an image? Remember, sometimes you walk into a glass. Yes or no? A lot of accidents have happened. The glass is so clean that you walk in. Air is not visible to you. Yes, I'm visible, walls are visible. Yes or no? What is the criteria of vision? Now, this is observation you make every day. You know you cannot see air. And the science is ask somebody, why can't I see air? The moment you ask that question, why can't I see air, you will start asking, what is the criteria for seeing? And the moment you ask what is the criteria for seeing, you will start wondering about it. And the moment you wonder about it, you are already doing science. Anything which you observe, which you see, which you feel, which you smell, which you taste, even if you taste a food of a certain type, immediately, oh, this is made on garlic, this is onion, this is tomato, this is why. Do you know how many feelings you get it and you get conclusion? That is science. And that feeling should be done on everything. You walk. What is the how walking happens? It's very natural. You just get up and walk. Believe me, walking is a very complex operation. Try making a robot walk. It'll take you real effort to make a robot walk. Okay, because we take it for granted. And then what happens as we take it for granted, we forget science about it. So the very first step of science is start living what you are doing, start enjoying it what you are doing, start observing everything happens around you, observe everything at home, on the road, everywhere, and then reach the institution. By the time you reach the school or a college, you should have done large amount of science by the time reaching there. You should have prepared 100 questions. And then look into your book, find your teachers, go to library, and don't ask a question to test the knowledge of the teacher. That's another smart kids do that. Okay, a lot of smart kids ask the questions to test the teacher. That's not the purpose. Teacher salary is not going to change whether you get A grade, B grade, or you get an IAS or you don't get an IAS. Our salary is fixed. As well, use the best time a teacher comes rather than looking at the weakness of the teacher, look at what is best. and pick up that in 1 hour, whatever available to you. You can keep finding mistakes and finding weakness, but how does it help you? Everything you do in life, you should be a true businessman. You know what a true businessman? Gujarati person or a Hyderabad person? Everything is a purpose. Everything should be done in a business. So when you go to a class, you say, I entitle for this 1 hour of your attention. I own you, and you have to answer my queries. Don't keep on asking what you already know. Time is only 1 hour given to you. So when you start practicing this life, wonderful thing will happen. Okay, let's do a few more experiments. How many you like mathematics? Yes? So we have got this, you know pi? Yes? How many digits are there in a pi? Pi has how many digits? Infinite, yes? That's a property. How many digits can you remember? How many? 3.14, 15 after that, 9 then, 265, wonderful then. See, it's already done 10. You know what is the world record of remembering digits of pi? Take a guess. You have to remember the digits of pi because it's an infinite series. How many digits the humans have remembered and recited? Any idea? 10 million is just not right. That's too weird a guess. What do you think could be capacity of a human body? 100? No, what else? The Guinness Book of World Record is 116,000, 1,16,000. And I think Guinness is 84 or 85,000. There's 1 lakh or 16,000 or this Chinese guy has done it, but that was not documented by Guinness. But many, many people have done 50,000, 60,000, 70,000 digits remembering it. What's that? Why do they do that? You want to know what is the limitation of a human endeavor, a human body. Okay? Why does one climb to Everest? Because you want to test. Why do you go for skydiving? And these people are the torch bearer for rest of us, because if I know that there is a possibility of 116,000 digits to be remembered, I will start trusting my body and I will also try to push the limit somewhere. And you are living in an age where you cannot be ordinary. There are two good things and one bad thing. You live in a wonderful era where you can learn anything, you don't need to go to school. Online education, plenty is available. Second is, you don't need a degree. Degree doesn't get you anywhere. In our era, degree was very important. In your era, you need to be different from rest of the world. You are different in anything, you will be successful. If you can walk on your head, you can walk on your hands, you can do one finger push-up, you can spit the farthest, you can jump the highest, everything sells. You are ordinary with a degree in science or from IISER or anything, or IIT is not going to sell it. You need to be different. And the only thing you can be different is first you like what you want to do and stretch the limits of human endeavor. And unless until you know where's the limit, you keep pushing the limits. And anybody who pushes the limit is the one who succeeds in life. Okay? And human body is capable of anything and everything you want to do is possible. So I've been working on these digits of pi. So this book has 10,000 digits of pi. Okay? I need a volunteer who will come and help me. Who will come here? You want to come? No, shy. Why? Okay. Who else want to come? Anybody, quickly. Jump, anybody. Oh, you're shy. No money. Hey, come in, come. Who's ever coming? Yeah, come. So this has page number. This has digits of pi ranging starting from the first page all the way to the last. And my idea was to start remembering 10,000 digits, and I have gone very close to that. So you open any page, okay, any page you can open it. and then tell me the page number, and I will be able to tell you, I'll start reciting the numbers from the top, and I'll remember all of the sequence. Tell me some number.
Page number
63. Okay. Does it start with 4? Is it 4, 5, 4? 6, 9, 7, 8, 0, and I can go on, so on and so forth. All this, remember, even same thing. Its beauty that it has all the number sequence, yes? Because infinite, so some number or other combination will always come. Which means any combination of digits, somewhere they should be located if at all possibility there. So we have done all this 10,000, I'm reaching very close to that. Let's say give me a date of birth. And hopefully we'll see if that is there in the sequence somewhere. Most of the sequences are there, let's guess few ones. Some are not there, let's take, give me a number, date of birth. 3020. Which month is this? I forgot. I thought we have 12 months only, and we are in India. So is 20th March or 30th something? 13th of February. Okay, so 13th of February, okay. Go to page number 157. Maybe go to line 3. Maybe somewhere in the middle, 1307 is, 1302 is there?
Yes, sir.
You see, it's there. Give another one quickly and we'll move on. 9th September. Wow, that's not 11th September, na? Okay, I thought. Maybe go to page number 177. Go to line number 9. Maybe towards the middle somewhere, or is page number 9 you have gone, line number 9 you have gone, no? Page number 177. 177. Okay, and line number 9. Line number 9, yes, and it should be, what is the date you said? 0909. September you said, now you sure. Don't make my life so complicated. I have to, let's talk normal language because I have to decode what you want to say and what you think. How can 0911 be 9th September? I hope you remember your date of birth. 9th September is there? Yeah, that's there. But you want 9th November or what? Sure. Think again. Okay, the other side, you should not feel bad. It should be maybe just go to page number 178 or something. Maybe in the first line itself. Maybe at the start itself. Or something, or no. 911, 0911. Ah, wonderful, it's there. Yeah? Thank you. So again, this is how you push the limits. This was the challenge, I took it. And I just wanted to test how far you can stretch. And everything I try, everything looks very difficult. And I said, I will not leave it. And I said, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. It's a beautiful work of a magician called Vincent Haydon. Okay, it's a beautiful work of mathematics. And he's world famous, and I asked him, how do you do that? And he said, I'll share that with you, and I will provide you the information. And he told me I have to remember 93 single-digit number in a sequence. If I remember a sequence of 93 single digits, I should be in a position to do any page number, any sequence. You can tell me 5 numbers, one of them is wrong, I can figure out what is wrong. You can tell me any date of birth, I'll figure out which page which is. Beautifully created mathematics. And I said, that's humanly impossible. 93, how much? He challenged me that 15 minutes is what it takes to remember 93 digits. And I said, I will test it. So I got from him got the method, and believe me, it takes less than 15 minutes for us to remember 93 single digit. Okay, and this is what I did. I practiced it, and now this has become, you can wake me up anytime. I can recite that 93 sequence anytime, any day, anywhere. This is the beauty you have, the body which you have. Just stretch it. Don't get comfortable in life. The comfort is boring. Every day you should get up. What is I'm planning to do? Every day when you sleep, ask yourself, what did I learn today which I did not know yesterday? There should be something small should be there. And then you say, while sleeping, what will be I doing tomorrow? If there's no excitement tomorrow, what is the point in getting up? Don't tell me I want sleep, I want peace, I want happiness, I want money, I want everything. Basically, you're asking for death. The death is the most stable state, most peaceful, most happy, worry-free. Everything is comfortable there. Don't aim for that. Aim for being most uncomfortable, most curious, most tiring, most ready to hard work. That is life. Life is not stability. Stability is death. Don't aim for that. Have uncertainty. Dream big. And you know what you have to do when you dream big? You have to first definitely dream big. And then what else you have to do? Wake up and start working. Don't just keep sleeping. Because if you keep sleeping, you can have dreams. But the first thing after having dream is immediately get up and start working for that. Wake up and do that, okay? So this is what I did, and I couldn't believe less than took 12 minutes to finish that. Now I remember 93 way up, back and forth, up and down. Remember what was the criteria. Another thing I'll shock you with this, okay? You know this humble thing? So it's a drawer box, okay, it opens up. What is this? Okay, die, yes? Hey, is there anybody in the audience who has never seen this before? Yes? Everybody has seen it? Everybody has touched it? Everybody has played with it? Everybody has thrown this on each other? Everybody has broken this? Yes? Or may not be broken because it might be material will be good. If it's an old generation, we might have broken few. This is the most familiar object to every one of you. Yes or no? It's a cube with number 1 to 6. Raise your hand if you can tell me something about this. Raise your hand if you know something about this, which you think all of should be knowing this object in and out. Can you raise your hand, tell me, other than its property of a cube or the number 1 to 6, is there any other property of this object? Raise your hand. I want to see how many of you. All your life you have spent with this. 1, 2, who else? 3. 3 only. Let's start with him. Yeah, let's start with the next one. 2 people. Who else? 3. 3 in this audience, you have spent all your life with it. I'll tell you something. It will be shocking to a lot of you. You have never seen this object. If you have ever seen this object, you would have picked it up and seen it. This is exactly apple falling down. You have seen it. Everybody has seen it. Nobody has really seen it. If you pick up any die anywhere, the opposite face will add up to 7. 1 will add up to opposite to 6, 2 will be opposite to 4, 2 opposite to 5, 3 opposite to 4. Now, this could be a convention or this could be a design. Remember, color of the blood is red. Is it design or a convention? What is the color of the blood? Don't tell me it's hemoglobin, iron and all that crap. Nature could have chosen some other color. Why did they choose a red color? Why? Yeah, but Yeah, but then why it's red? Everything you can say blue is danger. So what? So what? Yes. What is the purpose of seeing anything from a distance? You get early warning. All your emergency signs of ambulance, medical, everything, you want early sign. And have you seen blood every day on everybody? No. When you see a blood, you want to see from far, and there's a sign of something wrong, something unusual, and that's how nature has designed. Red travels the farthest, and that's the reason morning and evening, you have the sky, which is red and orange in shade, because, okay, the sun during daytime, the sun during morning and evening, which is closer to you, during daytime or morning, evening? Daytime is closer? Yes or no? Evening is farther. That's the reason light has to travel the most, and the longest wavelength travel the most. That's the reason you see shades of red and orange in the evening. Now, morning, the daytime the sun is closest to you. Morning and evening sun is farther from you. Which sun looks bigger, in the daytime or morning, evening? Morning and evening. Isn't it strange? Something is far, looks bigger when something is closer. Water is colorless in chemistry class, becomes blue color in drawing class. This is what science is. When you see something which you can't explain, now tell me why. Sun is closer in the daytime, it looks smaller, it is farther in the morning, evening, and it looks bigger. Why? Why? Many of you have not seen the sunrise because students, they sleep late, but sunset you would have seen if you're not gone with your girlfriend, because then you don't see. Sunset is sometimes you go with partners, but you agree with this first of all. The sun farthest looks bigger than the closer. Why? I'll show you, we can connect this 1 second. This one projection we can do. Yes. Look at this. 3 cars. Which car looks bigger, which car looks smaller? The first one looks smaller, the last one. This is exactly the sun. Which is closer to you? The closer one, the first one. Let me put a grid on it. Okay, I take this grid and let me touch all the 4 sides of this car. Yes? Touching almost. I move this grid by an arrow so that I don't change the size of the grid. Look at this. Fitting all? They are same size of car. If I put it in without the grid, which looks bigger? The third one. And I've shown you they look the same. It's exactly the phenomena which happens when you look at the sun. Evening, it looks bigger. Daytime looks smaller. It's closer to you. Exactly same thing is happening here. Now, if you focus your attention, okay, and ignore the background houses and trees and focus only on the last car. And if you can concentrate for 30 seconds, the last car size will shrink. It's a little harder, you need practice because you have to ignore something in your sight. Okay, you have to ignore those trees and the picture. So what happens is, there is a very interesting concept, and I'll explain to you. Brain always, so when you say you see something, you don't, what is the criteria of seeing? I've been asking that. Your eyes are only detecting the signal, okay? And your brain processes the signal. Don't tell you see what your eyes show you. That's terrible. No, that's not true. You have 2 types of blindness. One is your eyes can't detect the signal, the light. Second is they can detect the signal, but they cannot process. If they cannot process but they can detect the signal, that blindness is a little harder to control or cure. But if your backward process is clean and your eyes cannot detect the signal, you can put a camera here and disconnect or connect that to the retina, and you can create the vision. There are enough examples known for that. So there's a two-stage phenomena. First is your eyes have to see and your brain has to process that. Brain is a blank slate, which means whatever has been told to you, you start training your brain from the very childhood. And that's why I keep telling you, there are infinite things you can do with your brain. There's no limit. You have to train. Don't tell me that after you become 35, there's no new synaptic event you develop and you don't learn anything. That's rubbish. Most of my learning I have done only after 35. Keep pushing brains to the limit. You will push it, you will learn it. So brain looks into the last image together and shows you a car, a tree, and a house. Brain knows the sizes of these. It collects and combines all three of them, creates a new image in which the car looks much bigger. In the front car, there is nothing in the background. So when you do the same thing, in the evening, you focus on the sun and move, the horizon will be trees or buildings. You ignore that. The size of the sun will shrink. And again, you will say, no, you won't believe that, and let me convince you, because this experiment is a little hard to convince you. What I'm trying to tell you is, eyes do not see what brain does not know. I don't know if you heard this before. You cannot see if your brain does not know. So don't go back and say, seeing is believing. That's not right. And that's the reason when you see this colorless, because your brain or your eyes get the signal which has an intensity which your brain cannot process, that minimum intensity, and it processes as a colorless. Your eyes are only seeing, and your eyes does not have infinite sensitivity. So the color of the blue your eyes could not pick up, your brain does not process. I'll show you one example of this. You know the face? Yes? You know the nose? Yes? What is the definition of a nose? It's always out of the plane of the face. Yes or no? Have you ever seen a nose which is gone inside the plane? Never. Yes or no? Loudly. Which means your brain has no information that nose can be inside the plane. The moment you see a nose, your brain will always create an image that it is protruding out of the plane. And let me show you something. Okay. Here is a Charlie Chaplin face. So it's a mask. You know, mask is hollow on the backside. So it's a hollow mask. And I'll put it on rotation frame. I have taken this from internet. This is not created by me. This artist or scientist, what he has done on the back side of this mask, he has drawn eyes, nose, and face, everything. So you see a hollow mask. The moment nose come into picture, hollowness disappear. And the moment nose goes, it becomes hollow again. Because your brain has no information that a nose can be inside a plane. And try to focus, it's a hollow, it's a hollow, it's a hollow. And then see when that you lose, and then try to say, no, it's not true. Look at this. We start with this. It's a normal mask, and it rotates. And we will see that. It's now, see, it's hollow on the backside. And you see the eyes, it's still hollow on the backside. Now the nose will come and try focusing it. And the moment nose disappears, look at this point. It has become hollow again. Yes or no? Now second rotation. Say it's hollow, it's hollow, it's hollow, it's hollow. And the moment nose comes, everything goes for a toss. Try again in the second rotation. Few of you could train your mind to see what you want it to see, but that's very, very hard. That's a very evolved stage. I don't think any one of us have reached there. Now it's become full. Again, the moment first nose disappears, it's already hollow. And the second nostril goes, it's a hollow mask. You can never train your brain. And if you can train your brain, you reach a very super state of mind where no emotions, you control the emotions, and that's how the meditation and yoga helps you to override what you want to do. You can switch off this job is done. Yeah? So eyes are only a signal, and the same thing, pay attention to what you do, 7 opposite, all your life. Everything will happen the same. Science, the beauty of science is, oh man, this guy was lucky. He just saw it before me. That's not true. And don't ever think that the best of the science has already been done. Hundreds of problems begging for answer. There's never be an end where you can say most of the good things are done. According to me, most of the good things are yet to happen. Look at aeroplane flying is only 100-year-old, 110-year-old. Look at Facebook, look at Google's, look at AI, look at ML. These are just touching not even roots of what the future holds it. And everything will look as simple as gravity. Apple fell down, you were lucky before me. So science is beautiful. Everything looks very easy once it's done. And everything is extremely difficult and impossible before it's done. And first you have to observe it and then you have to pick up. I'll show you a few more experiments and then we call it a day. Criteria for vision, anybody has thought of it? And I'll show you. Can you focus? Let's see if camera can focus on this lens. I'm going to blow and say image. Can you see the image? Can you see the image? What is the image? Yes? And the image disappears. See, there's no image on it. Okay? Yes? And now if I blow on it, the image comes. Yes? All of you have seen it? Agree? Now, everybody has seen this? Otherwise, I can come and show you too. Now, the question I'm asking, there are two chances. I'm a damn good artist. Every time I blow 2 of spade. Yes or no? No? Second is, 2 of spade was there. You did not see it. What is the criteria for seeing? You saw the air, you don't see it. So there's a 2 of spade on this. You cannot see it. But when I blow, you see it. Let's not worry about why you don't see it. Can somebody tell me, when I blow, I see it? Why? How? Use your simple science. So what? Why? Partly correct then? So there's a 2 of diamond. So let me explain because we are short of time. Okay. So what I have done, we have created, this is a glass piece, yes? You know what's a glass? At least somebody tell me what's a glass chemically? Silica. What is silica? SiO2. What is the chemistry linkage? SiO, Si, SiO, Si. Now physics, chemist, electrical engineer, computer science, everybody know what is silicon because that's your chip from everything to everything. So I use a glass which is SiO2. SiO2 is an SiO, infinite SiO is a linkage which is ether linkage. Yes? What we have done is we have etched the glass, we have I can use the word needle, but we use HF. But you can take a needle and make points. You can engrave 2 of spade on that using a needle whose tip is 50 nanometer. Okay? So I have dots here in the form of 2 of spade which are created by 50 nanometer dots. And as I told you, for seeing something, you know what is the size of light? What is the size of white light? 400 to 800 nanometer. So I'm trying to tell you, you can do wonderful science without having access to any instrument. White light is 400 to 800 nanometer. If light size is small, think of you are a very small frame guy and there's a lot of crowd. How do you move in the crowd? You'll say, excuse me, please. You keep requesting and moving, yes? Think of a big guy. How does the big guy moves? Boom, everybody gives the way, yes? So what happens when a big person is moving, everybody moves out. When a small person is moving, small person has to find its own way because nobody will give the way. Which means the smart person becomes witty because they have to use the brain. The big guys use the physical force and they remain dumb. So typically see big frame guys are little dumb, and the smaller the frames, more witty they are, because that's how the life evolution, it evolves with time. Same thing happens with light. Imagine a football. You hit a football on a rice. Which will move, football or a rice? Rice. Yes? If you hit rice on a football, again rice will move. Size matters. So if you have a 400 to 800 nanometer wavelength of light which is traveling, if your object is few nanometers or tens of nanometers, light say, go to hell. I'm going straight, you move. And the light travels straight, reaches you, and you will not see that particle. If that particle grows comparable to the size of the light, you say, Baba, you come now, let me see. Then the smaller component of that violet blue, they all will behave differently because now the person is of their same size. So some will don't care, will go straight, some will not go, and you see start color in the light. The moment you see colors in the white light, you see now size is comparable to the wavelength of the light. The moment now you don't see light at all, which means the size of the object is so big, I don't care who you are. All of you move out. Violet, blue, indigo, green, yellow, orange, red, you all out. I don't care, and you don't see that. So a change in the path of the light is required for your eyes to see it. Anytime the path of the light changes, you will see an image. More the path changes, stronger will be the image. Smallest is the path change, weakest will be the image. And if no path changes, you will not see an image. So when you don't see an image, the particles in which you are dealing with, those particles are much smaller than the wavelength of the light, size of the light. If you see colors, they are comparable sizes. And if you don't see anything, you see turbidity, opacity, they are bigger than the size of the light. And beautiful science you can do without having any access to any instrument. Just looking at that, you can tell what's the size of the particle you are dealing with. Beautiful work. Rainbow, because of water droplet. Same thing, we did this 50 nanometer, light travels straight, nothing happens. The moment I blow on it, because it's dots and I'm etching the SiO2, I create a rough surface. Rough surface is where nucleation happens, crystallization happens, and it's hydrophilic because SiO converts into SiOH. And when I blow on it, all the water, humidity in my breath condenses onto these dots. And the moment it condenses, those droplet size are gone into microns now. The moment the size of the droplet is in micron, the path of the light will change, and you will see the image as 2 of spade. And the moment, after 2 seconds, this water will evaporate, equilibrate with the atmosphere, and the image will disappear. So it's a combination of this path of the light. So same thing. In now, there's a huge research which is required. There's a latest field of research called metamaterials. You know all the defense, everything, you want to camouflage everything, yes? I want to be invisible, yes? Then you can protect your military establishments and all those things. How do you make a tank and an aircraft invisible? If path of the light doesn't invisible, yes? Yes or no? You understand. First of all, you should understand why I can't see it. So if I have an object, and I make sure the light travels straight from you, let's say these are the objects, flower is the object. From the light to my eyes, if there's no path change, I will not see the flower. Now I have to design a material which I can cover my object, light falls on it, and it bends the light in a certain angle, and it keeps on bending it till it reaches the end. At the end, it again bends it. Then it reaches the end, it again bends it. And at a certain point where it came, it comes straight and comes out to you. If you create that material which can bend the light the way you want it and release it at the other end, you put this material on top of anything, that object will become invisible. First thing is the criteria of seeing it and then designing, and that requires research. So research is nothing but an extension of what you require, what you do, and that has to be picked up from there. Okay? And it's all very simple. It looks very complicated, but at the end is as fundamental as what is light, what is the size, what are colors, what is scattering, everything, and you don't require any degree for that. Start looking at everything around you, you will see science. Look at this object, dies. What is there? all your life, nobody has picked up and seen that the opposite face add up to 7. Isn't it? That's where the fun is, that it's as simple as that and as complex as nothing will work for you. I'll show you 2 more experiments, then which are the 2 I can show you? We have another 5-7 minutes. I can take 5-7 minutes more, no? Yeah, sure. So let's see which one will get excited. Let me try this. Okay, this goes out. This is another thing which I wanted to show you. I need just a quick volunteer. I can give handover. This is the box which I opened, yes? It's a drawer. I want somebody to open this. Who will quickly want to try? Volunteer. Come on, quickly. Let's say she's a student. I'm not challenging her. You saw that I carry the object in this and I open it. Can you just quickly open it for me? Okay, in the meantime, we'll plan for the next experiment. Without jerking. That's a jerk is, how did you open it?
Oh, it was.
That's I don't want to lose. Logical. No, you don't jerk it. Other you hit on the wall, it will open up. No, it doesn't. Yeah, because, thank you. The experiment which I want to communicate is, you saw the drawer open, yes? And I can show you. You saw the drawer open, and I close it, and you can't open it. In science, the observation is supreme. There is a drawer. That is unambiguous. If you can't open it, doubt your knowledge. So what happens when I have a drawer? I always pull it from here, push it from here, pull it from here, pull it from there, and it won't open. There's no pull, there's nothing. Then, drawer opens. Discard the knowledge that it has to pull this way, this way. Think, what are the other ways I can pull? Can I pull diagonally? No. Can I pull this diagonal? And you see it opens. Here's a drawer which we have created. Look at the handle. I have created 2 diagonal handles. One on the top and one at the bottom. Yes? And I have created 2 grooves diagonally here. They go and lack it here. And now you can't, unless until you can pull diagonally. So what I'm trying to tell you is, if your knowledge hinders in explaining the observation, don't question the observation, question the knowledge. Because science is a hypothesis. It's not a Bible, it's not a Gita, that it has to be followed blindly. And what happens as we know more and more, and there are a lot of young children of mine sitting here, as we learn more and more, we become arrogant. First thing I request all of you is, try to practice humility, okay? More you know and more humble you are, you will know more. The day you start becoming arrogant about your knowledge, you will stop learning. And lifelong, you have to continuously learn. And I give you example from history. You know polymers. There's nothing which you can tell me which does not have a polymer anywhere outside you, inside you. Everything has polymers. And you know from Egyptian times, polymers were known. But scientists won't believe. Polymer, no, cannot happen. Why? Solid on heating, what happens to solid on heating? Gives you liquid. Liquid on heating gives you gas. That's the understanding of science. And here is a liquid monomer. You heat it, it goes solid. You take a gas, you heat it, it goes to solid. That's black magic. Science tells me solid on liquid, liquid on heating gas. It cannot be reverse way. Egyptians used an oil all on their mummies, which was taken from a tree called styrol, the oil of a tree called styrol. And when you put this oil on the mummies, after some time it forms a nice coating on that. That was polystyrene. It was known from Egyptian time. Scientists say, polymer, no. Liquid on heating, solid, no. Then finally the science evolved, and they started doing elemental analysis. And then they said, styrene also has the same chemical composition, polystyrene also has the same. So scientists also are very smart. Anything they can't explain, there's a term for that. You know a technical term for anything which you don't understand in science? Called? I have already used that term some time back. Meta. So they say it's not polystyrene, it's metastyrene. For decades, polymer of styrene was known as metastyrene. It was late 1900, after 700 or 800 years of polymer existing, people started believing that there could be liquid and gases which on heating can give you solid. If these guys would have put their conventional wisdom aside, saying that it is not necessary that solid on heating has to give liquid and liquid on heating cannot give solid, they would have discovered polymer much earlier. Same thing I was trying to communicate with this small object is, when you see an observation, and I keep repeating from my start till end, observation is science, solution is not science. Solution is science, I will not say not science, but it's not as important as observation. And if your observation is sacrosanct, if your observation is reproducible, if you can't explain based on your existing knowledge, discard the knowledge, not this observation. Make an observation, make sure it is repeatable, it's reproducible. If nothing explains, ignore everything and give a new concept, and that will be the future of science. It's the philosophy, it's the feeling, it's the emotions. Don't get blinded by, no, science, I know solid on heating, or this X versus Y. Those are all hypotheses. And I can go on and on, everything. You know electron, you know orbital, yes? All of you know orbitals? Bohr's model of atomic? That's just a hypothesis. Don't tell me there's an orbital which is spherical and there's an electron. It's all hypothesis. And in that hypothesis, do you know, at least undergraduate, you know SPDF orbital? Yes? What are the shape of this? S is 1, then 0, 1, 2, 3, yes? 1, 2, 3, integers. Why did integer? Why Bohr shouldn't have said 1, 1.1, 1.11, 1.111? Life would have been easy now, or 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Why did it decide 1, 2, 3, 4? Do you know that? You read that. Think about it. Anybody? Why 1, 2, 3, 4? Why not 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4? Oh, Bohr is not that he wanted and you wanted. No, that science doesn't work. If I tell you from tomorrow I'm the boss and you start believing that, I don't think that you will listen. Nobody listens to crap from anybody. Yeah, Galileo time the church could have dominated, not anymore. You don't even listen to your director. So many things he tells you, half the thing you ignore. We can't listen to just because somebody tells us, no. Think about it, yes? And let's do this experiment. It's very important, okay? Don't underestimate, because it could have been given 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. No, it came as 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very, 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 very important. Okay? I need some water. One of my famous experiment, I put some water in this cup. Okay? And let me see, I forgot. I still have it. My best experiment of today. Okay? I hope you'll enjoy this. Yes? I take this and this hangs. You observe this? Is it wonderful? Have you seen this before? You know the explanation? I thought that was my best experiment today. All of you know it. Not even one who doesn't know it. Oh my God. No, let me see. Now, and water is still there. Can some volunteer just throw this water out just a little bit? Yeah, just clean this, I'll use that. So since we don't have time, I'll explain to you. We have, again, don't look at science as yes, no, answer question. No, it's not. The whole problem divided, I have to hang water upside down, period. I have to hang water upside down. Now this is a problem given to you, and I keep telling you, science is a solution to a problem or to an observation. So the problem given to you, can you hang water upside down? Then as a scientist, you say, okay, water has certain weight, and that weight, if it has to be against the gravity, I have to hold that weight somewhere. But I have to make sure when I want it, I can put it in and I can take it out, which means it should be porous. So what we have done, we have taken the shelter of three or four scientific principles. One is, you can focus on this for me. There's a mosquito net which is stuck on the top of this glass. Okay? Mosquito net has so big holes, even mosquitoes go through that. Okay? Water can easily go in and out. The reason I use mosquito net because it's made up of nylon. Nylon has a high strength material. You remember capillary action? When liquid in a capillary forms two types of meniscus. This or this, yes? This will form when liquid likes the material. And this will form when liquid does not like the material. First principle of meniscus. Second is civil engineering. If you have a surface like this and you put weight on it, where the weight will go? At the edges. When you have a convex surface, you put the weight will go at the corners. That's the concept you use all construction. All your windows which are curved, you put cement lintel on it so that every weight of the brick is on the edges. If your surface like this, if you put the weight on it, where does the weight will go? Middle. That's where all your vehicles, if you look at below the tire on an axle, your lot of these metal rods become smaller and smaller. Those called kamanis and other things. Because the whole weight of the body comes on axle. Axle is resting on tires, and tires is what holding the whole weight. And that's the reason pressure of the tire changes when you have cycle to scooter to motorcycle to car to truck to aeroplane. Because that much pressure is required to hold that much weight. So what happens in a nylon? Nylon is a high strength material and it does not like water. So when it does not like water, there's a small grid. Imagine the nylon as a grid of infinite threads. When I put water and then hold it like this, I'm just buying 2 or 3 seconds from you by making a joke, or you're seeing this experiment, because I want the lowest layer of water to stabilize. Lowest layer of water is in touch with nylon, and it does not like nylon. So what will happen? It will form a meniscus like this on both the directions. XY grid will be like this. Yes? And that grid is resting on nylon threads, which are high strength. And the rest of the water is on top of it. The whole weight of the water will now resting on these threads. Till my bottom layer is not disturbed, everything is stable. So I just need 3-4 seconds to hold the water stable. That layer forms, and I slowly remove this, and the water will not fall. Because it's hydrophobic, nylon has a high strength, and the meniscus is like this, and it holds on this. Very simple experiment. Go home, take socks, take your didi chuni, mother sari, anything which is nylon. Cut it, put it on a glass, go to the sink, and pour some water, and then take a plastic sheet and touch it like this. And slowly slide it. Maybe first time it may not work, but most of the time it will work in the first time itself. You will see water will not come out till you shake it. And the shaking is removing the bottom layer. So in a science, you define the problem. Problem is I have to hold water upside down. Then you look at what are the ways I can hold the weight. Then you distribute the weight into fragments, and the fragments can have meniscus. If you know these things, you know meniscus, you know capillary, you know high strength material, you know hydrophobic hydrophilicity, you know the amount of weight of the water, you know the strength of the fiber. These are all learned independent events. These are I call independent dots. And you combine them and create wonderful magic out of it. The last one, and we call it a quit, we call it a day, and it's I can show you, since you love card magic, I can quickly show you one more and call it quickly. You all believe in time travel, telepathy, hypnotherapy? No? Why? Every day we time travel. Science, the first thing in science is absence of evidence does not mean the evidence of absence, okay? That's the first principle of science you should learn. If you can't explain, does not mean it doesn't exist. You may not know, but to prove it doesn't exist, you need to an evidence. Simply you don't know it doesn't exist is not science. Somebody says this works. Oh, you cannot say no, it's black magic. No. You have to prove that it does not work, or somebody has to prove that it works. Yes? So when time travel It's a real phenomenon. Every day we do time travel. Can you tell me? Hey? What is that? Yeah, so where do you do? Every day you have travel event, time travel. Give me example. Hypnotherapy, telepathy. There's so many times I was thinking exactly the same. I was about to call you when you receive the phone. Isn't it? What is that? That's a thought which was traveling from one person to another. That's your telepathy. You know Sanjay in Mahabharata? What was Sanjay doing? Yes? He was telling you exactly what was happening in the war front. Yes? Exactly what we do now, we'll do live telecast. What happens in Israel or what happens in India-South Africa match or India-Bangladesh match. Yes? How does that live telecast work? There's a camera. It picks up the signal, converts into an electrical signal. That signal sends to satellite. Satellite sends it to a receiver at your home. That converts back into optical signal and shows you. And there's a delay time of whatever time travel. And you know the speed of the light. From the speed of the light, you can calculate how much time the signal will take from travel from Bangladesh or South Africa to here. That will come in split second. And you can figure out how much delay time it is there. Can't you think your brain also, what is required? Carbon, hydrogen, silicon, energy, and current. We have all of it in present. We don't know how to circuit that. If you train our mind, we can create circuit, and we will see that. It's hard, but it's not impossible. Don't underestimate the power you have it. And people have done it. People have proven that you can do remote sensing, you can do telepathy, you can do hypnotherapy. Time travel, you know, sunlight. How much time the sunlight takes to reach Earth? Every day you see the sunlight, that's 8-minute delayed event, which means the event has happened 8 minutes before. What happens to the light from stars? Years. These are all time travel event. You ignore one place and other place you say no. So if you can travel faster than light, and you can pick up the weaker signal, you can listen to me now and before it reaches, because every signal propagates in space. Yes? And if you can pick up that signal propagating in space, it becomes weaker, faster than it travels, you will do time travel. Same thing hypnotherapy, same thing telepathy. We have been interacting with so long, and I can sort of influence you in a certain superficial way. We take 3 cards, okay? Camera can focus on this. So I have 3 cards. I take 1 joker, yes? I take another joker, and I take a queen, yes? How many cards I've got? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. How many jokers and how many queens? Yes? 2 jokers and a? Where is the queen? Top. Yes? I keep the queen at the top. Of course, in life, whom do you want to follow? Jokers or queen? Queen. So focus on queen, and I'll do slow, then we'll do fast. I take the queen, I put it on the top, and I move the queen at the bottom. I have 3 cards. Where is the queen now? Bottom. 2 jokers, 1 queen, and then I move my hand on top of it, and suddenly something funny happens. I lose the queen. That's very strange. I have 1 queen, that's gone. But that's okay. Queen. The bottom card is joker. How many jokers I have? 2, yes? If I take this top card, what is that? 2 jokers, I have shown you top, bottom, and then look at this. I move my finger 1, second time and third time. I open the deck, 3 cards. I take the middle out, has to be queen. What happens? I got all the 3 cards, joker. That's terrible. I have lost my queen. That's terrible price to pay. No, I still love my queen. I have got my queen with me. I might have got 4 cards then. That's okay, life goes on. Magician can fool you. So I take the top card and I flip it. I have the queen. I got 5 cards. That doesn't matter. I have to just turn it, move my finger once, 2, and 3 times. Open this in front of you. Take the middle card, and what's that card? Queen. So I've got 3 jokers, 3 queens. That doesn't work because I still have 1 more joker. I can go on and on. There are 3 cards. I can show you all of it. What is the first card? Joker. What's the second card? Queen. Yes? What's the third card in my hand? Take a guess. Joker? Queen, how many? Joker, how many? How many for this? It's all how you interact, how you do that. I know exactly how you're, this basically I'm playing around with you. But cards are 3, you can check it. It's just that I can force you indirect way and I can communicate with you, you can see that and return it to me. There's nothing else. And I'll show you another experiment and we call it a day. I need 2 papers, 2 notes. I need, Nisha madam, you want to help me quickly? Yeah, let's see. Hands for your teacher. She's going to hand, and that's why I asked Caesar for you. You need to inaugurate Murthy. Okay? So I've got 2 pieces of paper, okay? And the Caesar is borrowed from IISER TVM because you can't carry Caesar in the flight. So there's no fake Caesar. It's a real Caesar. I'm going to hold these 2 notes together and I'm going to ask Nisha madam to cut it through. So she'll open the Caesar, I will put my 2 notes there, she will cut it through, and hopefully something magical happens because I control what you do. You saw this, and this is my concluding act. Most of the times it works. I'm hoping don't move too much for the time being. Okay, so I hold 2 papers, and you open the Caesar, and when I ask you, I'll put the paper there, you just cut it through slowly. Just a minute. Open it, yeah, just cut it through. Slowly cut it. I have to stand straight, yeah, cut it through. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, leave the Caesar. Thank you. Sit down. How many pieces I'm holding? 4 pieces because Caesar was perfect and hopefully it works. Pay attention. I'm holding 4 pieces in my hand and that's where the problem happens. Okay. Not holding 4 pieces. I hope you cut it. Okay. And it's not true that I'm not holding 4 pieces. You feel I'm holding 2 pieces. No, I'm holding 4 pieces. Because the cut was real and it was not a fake, I'm holding 4 pieces in my hand. Okay, thank you very much. Science is fun. I can't explain this science, maybe in the lunch break. Anything you want to do, you can do it. Your body is not a limitation. The limitation is you are not a child. Because you are smart, you are intelligent, and you say, no, this not, nothing is possible. Be a childlike, nothing is impossible. That's the first motto in life. Second, activate your senses, all 5 senses, and feel, see, touch, and smell. Everything happens around you. You will pick up threads which nobody else has picked up, and you'll do science. And I hope I could convey it. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll stop here. My bag has to come back.
We request everyone to stay back for a little while so that we can complete the ceremony and then you all can leave.
Where is my bag? These are the cards. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. These are the 3 cards.
We have a couple of announcements to make. Please stay back for 5 more minutes.
Yeah. Send the bag back to me, please. Who is having? Yeah, it's coming. All 4 are there? You are responsible, you know that. No, I'm just kidding you. 4 will be there. You guys are good, I know. Someday when I go for school kids, sometimes I lose one of that. But typically it happens. Yeah. This also somebody wants to touch. There's a mosquito net. Later on you can touch it and check it. We can stop now. That's okay. You have something. I'll just wind these things.
Thank you, Professor Anil Kumar, for such a magical and enlightening session. I'm sure everyone here has been inspired to see science in a new light. Thank you very much, sir.
Sure.
We now invite the Deputy Director, Professor S. Murthy Srinivasula, to gift a souvenir as a token of our appreciation to Professor Anil Kumar.
Thank you. Wonderful. I really enjoyed it. Nice students. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Dr. Nisha Karnal, the faculty in charge of Science and Technology Council, to present the vote of thanks.
No, I'm okay.
Good afternoon, all. I would like to thank our esteemed director, Professor J.N. Murthy, for inaugurating Anvesha 24. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Professor Anil Kumar for accepting our invitation and also for the fascinating workshop on magic and science. I'm sure we are all inspired to learn new things every day. I would like to thank our Deputy Director, Professor Murthy, Dean of Student Affairs, Dean Academics, faculty in charges, all faculty, students, staffs, IT support team, and service for their contribution to make this event a success. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. With that, we conclude this special session of Anvesha 24. Thank you all for being such an engaging audience. Thank you, Director, Deputy Director, Registrar, faculties, students, and visitors for being here. We thank the Director and the Deputy Director for your support and gracing us with your presence today. In the afternoon, we have this year's aficionados exhibition with projects ranging from every discipline to even interdisciplinary work by the students. We invite the Director, Deputy Director, and Professor Anil Kumar to come and witness the grandeur of the expo. Also, note that the informal games will be happening too, a chance to test your scientific prowess through the fun and interactive skills that have been set up. Entanglement lectures will be happening in LHC, a must visit for the students in the audience. Get ready for the 2 enlightening workshops happening on the 5th, and finally the much awaited Jigyasa quiz, Integration B, and to tie it all together, Contraption on the 6th. The inauguration ceremony now comes to a close, but this is only the beginning of the merriment today will hold. A couple of announcements to be made. All the students are requested to exit the halls from the top to exit doors. All the school students and all the batch 24 students are requested to exit from the doors below, and you can give your attendance to the people who are sitting in the 2 of them who are sitting in the LHC lounge, and please don't crowd the areas. Thank you.
We are repeating it once more. The outreach students, please use the top doors, and the IISER students, please use the doors at the bottom. Thank you.